Hello everyone, welcome back to more Tametsi. We're going to start on puzzle 44 here, medium-sized red. Okay, these ones give us this space. This 2 next to this 1 puts a mine here and none here. This one works with these ones to give us this area. 1 goes there. These ones give us this space. This 2 next to this 1 has to go here, right? Yeah. So we don't have that. Now this 2 next to this 1 gives us these 2. And this 1 next to this 1 gives us these 3. This 1 gives us that. And therefore not this. This 2 next to this 2 gives us one of these 3, and that's almost all the A's. So I guess we have to work toward the other A's to get a clue about where the last one of them is. This 3 across from this 1 means we need a mine here. Ah, that's an even better way to figure it out. This 4 sees at least 2 A's, and there's only 2 left. So the rest are all clickable. This 2 sees exactly one of these 2 A's. So the last A has to be this one. And the 4 is seeing 1, 2, 3, 4. Where to next? There must be something over here that I don't see. Ah, yes. Now this 3 works with this 1. We have these 2 spaces are safe now. Ah, these 2 ones. We have one of these, therefore not here. These 2 ones give us here. A 2 has 1 here, therefore this one. How am I meant to get over to the B's? You know what? I think it's something to do with these 4 numbers working together. We have, let's get out the pencil. We have exactly one of these, right? Which means that we need exactly 2 of these. Well, I actually can't see how that's very helpful. I mean, it means this 2 sees at least one of these 2. So we have, like, at most one of these. But in fact, we already have exactly one of those, don't we? From this 1 and this 2 working together. So maybe that's a better starting point. We have exactly one of this area. Which means exactly one of these 2. Now, where's the 3 getting its last one? It has to be one of these 2 squares. And that touches the 1. So we get that area figured out finally. And we should have this as well, I think. These 2's operate together on these 2 squares, but not here. And that gives us this area. This 1 has to go there. The 2 next to the 1 I've had for a while, haven't I? It puts a mine here. And no mines here. So that's the A's done. This 3 next to this one means there's a mine here. And none here. This 3 can be finished. We need a mine there, and that finishes this 2 and this 3. This corner works well now that we've got this space. We have 1 here and 1 here, therefore none here. And I think we can use B count, right? We have 1 of these 2, 1 of these 2, and 1 of these 2, which means the rest of the B's are safe. That lets us get started over here. Although now what, right? This 3 and this 1. We have 1 of these 2, so this can't be a mine. Now we have 1 of these 2 B's, so the rest of this 1 is safe. Likewise with this 2, we have 1 of these 2 and this, therefore this is not a mine. I still can't actually mark any of these B's, as far as I can tell. But this 3 and this 2, we've got 1 of these, that finishes the 2. The 2 next to the 1 gives us this space and this. This 3 and this 2 are finally going to solve the B's, I think. We have 1 of these 2 and 1 of these 3, so it can't be here. That 3 gives us that this is a mine, so this isn't, this is, this isn't, neither is this, but this is, and we get the 2's, or this 2 rather. The 2 next to the 1 gives us these spaces. These 2's put a mine here. Now what? I guess total mine count will probably tell me this is a clickable mine space. Let's see. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Yep. And that should solve everything, hopefully. Actually, maybe a lot of it was solved already. I'm not sure. I don't think it was. All right, that was a nice simple one, comparatively. Oh my god, we have 1,000,000 edge clues. Wow. But okay, let's start simple. These 2's can all go every 2 along the edge. And along this edge, right? That 1. This 4. This 1's done as well. Okay, well, that was a fun start. This 3 meeting the 1 puts these 2 and not these, which finishes the 2. This 3 needs 1 here, which means this 3 is done. This 3 needs 1 here, which finishes the 1. Now the 2 is done, and this 2 was done to begin with. This column's kind of cool. We've already seen 2 of them, but I can't tell if the third is there or not. This 4's okay, but I can't see how to use it exactly. This 5, we need 3 of the last 4. The 8 here is actually almost done as well. Right? There's only 8 more spaces, and 7 of them have to be mines. But I don't know which 7. I think I have to like find a place where an edge clue overlaps with a clue from some numbers on the grid. To narrow down the edge clue a bit. Like, for example, it's not the case, but if this 8 were going through a space that could have at most 1 out of 2, then we could mark all the rest in. This 3, it's like, it's so tempting, but I can't do anything with it. This 6 needs 4 of these 5. Still can't do anything with that either. One of these 4? I mean, obviously these were all pretty easy to start, but I just don't see anywhere to go next. Total mine count's not going to help. There's still 59 left. This 6, there are only 7 spaces left. So all but 1 of them, right? And what about this 6? There are 8 spaces left, and we need 4 of them. That tells me basically nothing. This 9 also basically nothing. So maybe what I'll do is I'll highlight the ones that are potentially interesting. Like here we need 1 more, here we need 4 more. And see if any of them cross with potentially interesting ones here, I guess. That's lame, 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 right? Yeah. Need 2 more, doesn't help. 3 more, useless. 8, that could be interesting. There's only 8 left. 6. Well, there are 7 and we need 5, so that's not so great. This 4, we need 3. Don't know how that helps. We need 3 of these 2. Also don't know how that helps. This 4, not very good. The 5, not very good. This 3 is meh. 7. There are 8 left and we need 6 of them. Doesn't tell me too much. 7's even worse. We need 5 of, well, I guess it's the same, right? 5 of 8. This 4, we need 3, don't know. This 8, we have 2, and there are 9 left. So we need 6 of 9, not that good. This 7, we need 4 more, meh. 3 more here. 5 more there out of 7 is not great. This 3, oh, I really want to do something with that 3. The 6 is okay, I guess. Because we have 6 more spaces and I have to mark 5 of them as mines. Here we have 5 more spaces and have to mark 4 of them. And here there are 5 spaces and we have to mark 3, so that's not so good. So these are the most promising edge clues. And they meet down here. So can we learn something about these, maybe? Well, actually, both of these 6s are mine dense, right? We have only 1 non-mine in this area. And only 1 non-mine in this area, right? Yeah. And so that's 2 non-mines in this entire set of 2 diagonals. One of them is here. Can I find the other one? Not really. It could be one of these 2, but it could not be. It could be here, but it could not be. Is this 7 useful after all? There are 1, 2... There's 6... Ah, that is kind of useful, I think. There are 6 non-mine spaces, and we need to fill 5 of them. Which means only 1... There's 6 spaces that aren't yet marked. We need 5 of them to be mines, which means only 1 isn't. And it has to be touching this 2, because this 2 can only have 1 here. So in fact, this space is not covered. And in this 7, everything except these 2 is mines. Surely that helps somehow, right? Yes, I think it... Well... I'm not sure, actually. This 4 is not very interesting anymore. We need one of these 2, but that'll be easy to figure out later. This 5 also didn't really pan out. This 6, we need 6 of these 7, huh? Aha. I think. No, these 2, I need to find the last non-mine in these 2. I need spaces where they're like sharing a possible mine, and I don't have that. Here, I have these 2 sharing a space here. You know, I know one of them isn't a mine, but that could be part of the 3 or part of the 6. Oh no, this 5 is useful now, I think, right? I need 2 more mines on the bottom row, and only one of them is here. So this is a mine, and this isn't. Okay, this 3 goes here, the 1's done, and I think we're making progress again. So get out of here, get out of here. 3 has to go there. This 4 goes there. Well, now what? Did I figure out these 6s while I was at it? I don't think so. How about this 3? Ah, it's done. So the rest is not mines. Great. And I think I've cracked these 6s now that I have these 4s. Because we said that one of the non-mines in this area, there's only 2. Let's double check that that's still true. 4 of these 5 and 3 of these 4. Yes, there's 2 non-mines. One of them is here, right? And the other one's here for this 4. So these are mines. And this isn't. That is. Now the 6 should be done. We have 5, so that's the 6th. This finishes the 1. And I think all this is mines, right? That was the point of all this? Yeah. This is a mine. Where to now? This 8 maybe? He's 1, 2, 5, 6. It needs 2 of these 4. That's not very useful. Three of these. I don't know. How about the 9 maybe? We found 4 of them. There is 6 left. Is that, did I count correctly? Yes. We found 4, there are 6 left. So 5 of those 6 on the 9's row are mines. And the one that isn't a mine must be touching this 2. Great. So we can forget about this 9 now. Did that help with this 8? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have one of these 3. Didn't really help. How about this? Because this 3 is a little suspicious, right? There's 1 here, 2, 3, 4. We need 2 more of all this. I don't know how to work with that yet. I guess we're going to have to resolve all these, or at least one of them, by a row clue. But I can't conclude that I could ignore all these row clues, because just finding this might be enough to tell me the whole remainder, right? It might say 3, and then I'd click this, and it would say 3, and both of these would be mines. So it's not like I conclude the only thing all 4 of these row clues are doing is giving me this 4. Some of them might be useful to resolve this area. this 3 sees one of these two, which are in a line. That's sort of interesting. The line they go to is here. Does that help me resolve this line? There's 7 more spaces, and we need 5 of them to be mines. Doesn't really help yet. Ah, there's only one more on this diagonal, which means this 3 needs spaces here and here. Okay. And it has one of these, and that means the rest of the 3 diagonal is empty. So what do all these clues give me? This 2 across from a nearly finished 3 means one of these 2 is a mine. At least one of these 2 is a mine, actually. Could be both, if the 3 were finished here. What does at least one of these 2 get me? Not much, I think, because this diagonal, we need 3 out of 5. So hearing at least 1 out of 2 is not that surprising. What about this diagonal, maybe? Since it sees a lot of the newly exposed squares. There are 6 left, and we need 4 of them to be mines, right? Can't really do much with it, though. This 8, I guess, expresses the constraint that, or imposes the constraint maybe, that for every pair of 2 tiles on this column, at least one of them contains a mine. That doesn't seem very useful. It tells me that there's at most 2 of these 3, but so what? I think so what? Maybe that is interesting somehow. Maybe that does something to the diagonals that they're both on. Because we know that one of these spaces is empty now. Right? At least one. Yeah, but those diagonals have too much freedom to care about that, I think. This 5 row, maybe? There's 2 left on the row. Can't really tell where they are, though. This 4, is it near anything interesting? Not really. No, hang on. We already saw this, but maybe I'll write it down this time. There's at least one of this area. What a terrible +1. We'll say this is greater than 1. But really it's greater than or equal to 1. We made so much progress on this puzzle. I'll be disappointed if I have to give up here. Do I know anything else about this 3? I mean, it has at least one of these 3, but that's not interesting. You know, this 4 has at least one of these 2, I guess. Now, that doesn't really help with these because they overlap, but maybe it's something. Sorry for all the silence. I'm just like looking over the board trying to see if there's anything interesting around. What about this 8 diagonal? It's already got 7, right? So it only has one more. Where could it be? And this 6? Not so good. I don't know. I just don't see. I don't see a single useful thing here anymore. Maybe I need a break from this one. Let's go on to the next, I guess. Is that here? Hey, it said cellular automaton. How lovely. We have diagonals, so these ones are working together to get this. There's 1 in these 2, thanks to these guys, therefore this from this 1. Now what? Must be just some simple Minesweeper thing that I'm not seeing. Ah, yes, this 2 is next to this 1. So there's a mine here. This 4 can only put 1 mine in this area, so it has to be both of these. And then once there's a mine here, the 1 is finished. So is this one. This 2 next to a 1, mine here, not here. These 2's next to each other give us this. This, no, not really. The 3 next to 1 is almost interesting. And likewise next to this. I know there's at least 1 here, but there could be 1 or there could be 2 if 1 was this. Ah, the 2 and the 1 next to each other. There we go. There's at most one of these two, therefore this is a mine. Now this 2 puts a mine into one of these spaces, so the 1 is finished. This 2 next to this 1 means there's a mine here, and not in these 3 spaces. These 2 are working with this 2 to give me none of these. A 4 is very powerful. And we've got this space now, which gives us this. This 3 is finished. This 1 and 2 give us these 2 spaces. 1 here means 1 here means 2 of these. Don't know what to do about that yet. There are 6 A's. Okay, I can't do anything with that at the moment, I don't think. I mean, we already looked at this area, I think, right? There's 1 here, which means there's 1 here, which means there's 2 in this space. And there's at most 1 in this space, which means there's at least 1 here, but I can't nail it down. This 3 gives us 1 of these 2, but that doesn't seem to matter. Likewise, 2 of these 3 and 2 of these 4. One of these 2 means 1 of these 3. Not terribly useful. Ah, here we are, the 4 and the 1. There's 1 of these 2, which finishes the 1, so it can't be these 2. Now this 2 only has 2 neighbors, and this 2 is fin. Really? Nope, this 2 has 3 neighbors. It's this one. Got it. So they each have 3 neighbors, so I can't tell which one has the mine yet. But this one goes here. There's only 2 Bs left, huh? Maybe that's the next area we have to break into. Okay. We have one of these, which means in particular at most one of these two, which means this has to be the second mine for this thing. That finishes this one. And I believe gives us no mine here. Yeah, because there's one of these two. Got it. Still 2 Bs. We'll use up 1 C down here. Don't know which one. How about A's? Maybe I can make progress on those A's by now. Get out the pencil. So we know one of these. One of these. Oh. Well, we did some gymnastics over here to figure out that one of these was a mine, I think. Let's double check that. One here means one here, which means 2 here. And at least 1 here. Means at most 1 here? That's not what I wanted to find out. Oh, no. This 2, it's using up at least 1 A, but that's not what I want to know, right? There are 5 A's left. I found one of them here, which means there's 4 of these 6. If I could find 2 of them, that 2 areas, an area that contributes 2 mines, I could mark the rest as mines, or that contributes at most 2 mines, let's say. And that was all blue, of course. I mean, this 4 only has 2 spaces left. One of them is here. But let's ignore that for now and just say it has 2 left. That means this 3 can't fill all of these. So the 3 has at least 1 here. And exactly 1 here. But again, at least 1's not very interesting to me right now. I think. Yeah. Oh, it's been just easy for so long. This 4 needs mines to finish it. Okay, well, that didn't really give me anything more to go on. One of these 3. That seems important. Well, maybe it is better to start with this 3. We know at most 1 here, which means we have at least 4 in the remaining 6 spaces. There might or might not be one in these two. Because if the 3 and the 4 are sharing this space, then we don't know where the last one is. Or then we don't get any of these. But that would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? If this A were a mine, then none of these would be, and the last 4 A's all would be. And that's not possible, because then this 3 would be full, we'd have these 3 spaces, and this 4 would have nowhere to go. So this space in the middle cannot be a mine. That should help up here, right? This 3 sees one of these two. Now that we've eliminated the possibility of duplication here, it might be easier to count the A's. So there's 1 here, and there's 3 left. And again, they can't all be here, right? That ruins this 4 again. So this is a mine. Still doesn't really seem to help. But I think it solves something up here, doesn't it? If there's 1 here, a little thicker than that, please. If there's 1 here, oh my god. I never should have touched the size. And 1 here, then there's 2 in this area, which means 1 here, which means the 4 needs its last mine in this space. That gives us this. And this. Oh, don't question mark me. Oh, what a jerk. But this 1 is done, so there. Now this figures out all these A's, I think, right? Pencils out again. We have 1 here, 1 here, and we need 2 more. There can only be 1 in this area, so this is a mine. And furthermore, this isn't, because then there'd be none in this area. This 2 is finished. These are both mines now. This 1's done. This 2's done. This 4 needs that. We finally got all the A's. This 2 we can finally resolve. 2 goes there. This 3 needs both of these, I guess, and that finishes this 4, doesn't it? Yeah? We're very close to cracking open the B's, because we've got 1 here from this 4. In fact, let's mark that. Since we have 1 of those, we must have 1 of these, but I can't tell which. How am I ever going to get into this area? I guess I'll come up this way, that'll resolve this 3, and then I can go vertically? Okay. This 2 we can make progress on. This has to be a mine, and now this 2 is done. And this 3 finally gives us the B's, because we have at least 1 of these 3, and exactly 1 of these, that's our 2 B's. Oh my god, it's expanding everywhere. We've got so much to work with all of a sudden. That's not to say it'll be easy, of course. We got 1 here. These 2 for this 2, and this 4. We'll need help on the C's to get in here, I guess. And since there's at least 1 in this B, but in fact there's exactly 1. So this must be a mine as well, and now this 1 is open. here, here, and not here. This 1 and these 2s, do they do something? Not really, I guess. We get one of these two. How about over here? No, likewise, we get one of these 2s. Ah, but this 2 goes here. Well, great. Can we finish this 4? I think we can, right? One of these 2 and both of these means that's a mine. These 2s are kind of working together, but not very well, I guess. Gonna have to get this one by total mine count? So, like, alright, pencil time, I guess? We have one of these, which we already knew, not very interesting. We have one of these from this 2, which makes this 2 give us one of these, but then it's sort of we lose the trail, right? There's nowhere else to go. Oh, I see. We can resolve the C's. One of these 2, and one of these 3, and one of these 2. So all the other C's are not mines. There we go. Now, oh, that's all the help we're getting over here. So it must be these either. Well, they can't all be mines, and they can't all be not mines, right? Because of these 3s. So now, obviously, there's some stuff we could work on over here, but I just want to show you something in this area. In order for this puzzle to be solvable, we'll need some information from mine count. And what information do we already have from mine count over here? Well, we have one of these. We have one of these. And so we also have, like, one of these. I'm not sure how useful that is. So when we get to the end of all this other stuff. Oh, interesting. This will also need to be resolved by total mine count? That's interesting. I was thinking I might get to a state where I could say the only way I could possibly resolve this area would be if I knew this wasn't a mine. Then I would know what this is. Like, if I solved everything else somehow and there were only 2 mines left, I would say, well, it's got to be, like, neither of these, right? And then both of these? But I don't think that's true. I think if I found there were 3 mines in this area, I might be able to do something. Or if I found there were 4 mines in this area, I could definitely do something. I could say, well, it has to be this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. So could I do it if I found there were 3 over here? I don't think so. If I found out there were 3 mines in this area, what the heck would I do? Because if you put these on their tops, that means this forces this. But if you put them on the bottoms, it forces not this. And this is also a toggle. So you have, like, 2 different toggles you could use to get to 3. Only 2 and 4 resolve. Huh. So I guess we'll eventually discover that there's either 2 here or we'll discover there's 4 here. And it'll have to be a number that helps us also figure this out. It'll have to be like either there are 5 including this or 2 including this. All right. Anyway, just I thought I might be able to figure this out ahead of time based on uniqueness, but I can't. But I did learn something anyway. What's going on with this? We just opened these C's. That should be where I should look, right? Yeah, this 3 has one of these 2, therefore those. And this 2 has its other one in one of these 2 spaces, so this is not a mine. This 2 has exactly 1 here, which means there's exactly 1 here, so this 1 is finished. Now, aha, I know there's 1 here, therefore 1 here, and so that's the 5's third mine. Its 4th and 5th must be here and here. Ah, this 3 is done now, finally. That finishes this B area, right? Yeah. This 3 and this 2 give us this space, and the 5 finishes here. 2 goes there, 1's open, 4 there. This 3 needs mines here and here for similar reasons up there. These 2 C's have 1, right? But then what? Over here? Okay, here's good, I guess, right? What's going on with this 3 and these 1s? We need mines here and here to resolve this problem. And that solves this 1, so we have a mine here. And this 3 finally lets this 4 resolve to be here. And the 3 needs its last space here, so we can click this because of the 1. Total number of mines is getting pretty low now, so we probably have to do some counting of them. In fact, how could we possibly resolve all of these? Maybe this is one I can solve with uniqueness. We know one of those C's, and the only way we could ever find out which is if we could look at these squares, right? But how can we ever look at these squares if any of them are mines? We can't tell them apart. So it must be the case that none of them are mines, and that'll help us resolve this C. There you go. It has to be touching all 3 of these ones, and the middle is the only one that does that. Okay, let's look at total mines now. We have 1 here and 1 here. That means there's 4 left on the entire grid. And we decided that 4 is too small a number to let us conclude that there are 3 or more mines here. I think that means there are only 2 mines over here, and there's only one way to do that. I'm arguing from uniqueness again, which is a little bit worrying. It seems like there should be something simpler, but I'm not sure there is. Oh, there is actually. Let's do that first. This 1 sees these 2 spaces, so this 2 is finished, and we can click here. Now this 2 and this 1 align on these squares, so this is not a mine. These 2 are. We're coming around to what I was getting at, which is that there must be only 2 mines in this area, by the way. And I assume most of the rest of this is not mines. This 2 is done, so we go here. That's a mine. That isn't. That is. Now there's only 2 mines left. So you can see we knew we would get here eventually. But they're all over here. Right? One of these 2 and one of these 2 means neither of these. That tells us we can click this as a mine. Hang on. Is that right? Yeah, it is. And this isn't, this is, this isn't. No more mines. We can click the last 2 squares. Whew. All right, that'll do it for this episode, I think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.